Rise and shine with global entertainment news, Morning Buzz. I am your host, Bella, ready to kickstart your day with all the fresh news and stories. And here with me, bring his own spark to the studio is.
Steven,
Let's dive into today's headline fresh from The Punch and the Daily Trust. Today's top story from The Punch. Nigerian order urged to address food insecurity. African governments, including Nigeria, have been urged to invest massively in technology like artificial intelligence as a strategic solution to pressing challenge in healthcare, education, and agriculture. Insecurity, rising food price, high fuel price, climate change, and recurring displacement are key drivers of food insecurity. The continent must move beyond dependency on foreign nations for food and health solution by embracing AI-driven innovation. And artificial intelligence expert Pelumi Oladokun made the disclosure in a statement on Tuesday. Africa must key into the AI revolution to solve its challenge in healthcare, education, and agriculture, among other, Oladokun said.
it's actually a very good innovating for Nigerians to actually key into AI driven innovation because most of the Western Union now have gone into AI. Almost everything they do now are on the AI side because there are some things our brain cannot easily calculate again. For us to move with the Western Union, move accordingly with Western Union, the best thing for us to do now is to move into AI driven innovation to be able to tackle um, food insecurity in the country.
Well, the AI we are talking about here in Nigeria, I'm still going to say that, well, it feels like we, the Nigerian and both the government, are not actually to key into this new innovation that they are talking about within the artificial intelligence. And as well, I feels like we don't have the good database or the good investment to actually key in. Instead of all this loan that we are taking from the World Bank and all that, I feels like this thing can actually focus into this renovation of the Nigerian and both the telecommunication as well, because I feels like we have a low when it comes to internet running in Nigeria.
When it comes to the database, it's quite obvious that our database can be able to move into things like that. But I tell you, in this country, in as much more people complain about internet coverage in a particular place, there are some places where internet does not work. It's not naturally their problem at all. So I tell you, it's for us paying into AI is the best innovation that Nigeria can actually think of now.
Well, let's move on. How I killed Delta POS operator over 10,000 naira, hotel manager. A hotel manager in Otowe area of Delta State, Godwin Ibi Orode, has narrated how he killed a female point of sales operator identified simply as Bennett over a 10,000 dispute. Ibi Orode confessed in an interrogation video shared on the X page of the Delta State Police Public Relations Officer, Bright Edafe, on Tuesday. Punch Metro report that Ibi Orode and the hotel owner Joseph Obole, alongside two other staff members, were arrested sometimes in March over the death of a Lagos-based pastor Sunday Ogofota, who was found dead in the hotel after he had lodged to attend the burial of a relative. The pastor has traveled from Lagos to Delta but arrived the city late and decided to lodge at the Century Home Hotel before proceeding on his journey the next day.
Uh, um, this is actually it's going to be a very serious case. Having a previous case like death of the pastor in that hotel. Now we are having another case of killing a POS operator just because of 10,000 naira dispute. I think there is more to this case, and I think the Delta State Police um, Department really need to look into this issue. If it's not a case of what's it called, ritualism, because we know cases of hotel owners and hotel managers going into things like this just to earn a living for themselves.
Well, I would say that this is a very tragic one at that. And then being a hotel manager, you are managing a hotel. I wonder the kind of death case that have gone down in that area that haven't been confirmed yet, because this is not just the one person, but two people has already been confirmed dead. Uh, Not just dead, but murdered in a hotel. It's really a sad one. Well, let's move on. Man arrested for attacking immigration officer in Abuja. The Nigerian Immigration Service has said the man who allegedly shot one of its officers last Friday in the Sabon Ido area of the Federal Capital Territory has been arrested. Punch Metro gathered late Monday night that the suspect, identified only as Darlington, has been taken into police custody. Our correspondent learned that the incident occurred late Friday night while the officers was performing official duty in the area. Although the officer's identity and the motive behind the shooting has not been officially disclosed, unconfirmed reports allege that the officer might have been mistaken for an armed robber.
Well, I, this is actually very funny to me because I don't know how you actually mistake an officer for an armed robber.
Because they
And
have been
yeah,
moving the way they have been moving lately makes people to actually think that I said it yesterday that this stage that we are now, we don't know who is a security personnel and we don't know who is posing as a security personnel in Nigeria.
well, apart from even though it's an armed robber, you are a civilian. You don't have the right to hold arms, to hold fireworks.
If you're going to ask for the right, you'll be granted for it.
Apart from being counted for a right, the person you shot never intended shooting you back. It's not self-defense. You can't call that self-defense because the person was not attacking you. You fired arms to someone that is actually not with arms. If you, the right for you to use your arm is when you see that this person you are trying to use your arm for also has an arm too. Then you say, okay, oh, I'm trying to defend myself. Not you firing using a gun for someone that's using a stick to come and fight with you. You are subduing the person. Definitely, yeah, the man has committed the crime already, and he's gonna face the law for that.
Exactly. He's going to face the law. Even if he has the right to an arm, he already committed a murder of someone that is not attacking you. Well, let's moving on. Police domate sergeants remanded two other over alleged assault. The Imo State Police Command has announced the demotion of Sergeant I. Aneyo Ezekiel to the rank of a corporal and reprimanded two other officers for assaulting a citizen along the Owerri-Aba Road. Ekezi and the two others, namely Inspector Ofem Obona and Inspector Obina Okereke, serving under the Safer Highway Unit, were caught on a viral video assaulting a man along the road. The spokesperson of the command, Harry Okoye, disclosed this in a statement issued recently in Owerri. According to the statement, the command had conducted an orderly room trial and found Ekeze guilty of using his smoke gunner in assaulting the victim.
Well, I think I've been seeing how the police department have actually been going through this how they respond to viral videos of their officers harassing people everywhere in the country, and I think this is actually a good step for our Nigerian police because social media alone has actually taken things to a place where you will never expect. And the fact that Nigerian police are actually giving citizens rights to make videos of any events that actually occurs. Now we have the right to take videos of things that happen in our society. And if we keep doing this, I tell you, police they are going to know the best thing to do and the wrong thing to do at the right time.
Exactly.
I think it's actually a good step. When you see an officer trying to harass a particular citizen, you are free to bring out your phone, take videos.
Take
If
videos.
not for these videos that have been taken that went viral, who is actually going to know what actually happened in that scene?
Exactly.
And the way the police department are actually doing this investigation and demoting. I saw a case where an officer was not even demoted, was stripped off from police uniform, was dismissed. It's actually a good step, because if you keeping having this kind of people in police force, you are giving the police a bad name.
Yeah.
And we at this stage of what we are facing in this country, start having police brutality again and everything is what we don't want. And
It-
I think that's actually a good step by Nigerian police to curb this.
Police
Yeah.
brutality and harassment from our security personnel. Well, our top story from the Daily Trust. Senate endorsed 5% excess duty. Telecommunication operator and the consumer rights group have strongly opposed the controversial 5% excess tax on telecom service reintroduced in the recent passed Nigerian Tax Bill 2024. The Senate passed the bill on May 8, 2025, revealing the excess tax first introduced in the Finance Act of 2020 during the administration of the former President Muhammadu Buhari. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had suspended the tax in July 2023, citing concern that it could exacerbate inflation and hinder access to digital service, especially for low-income Nigerians. The 2025 Finance Act has expanded the list of goods and services subjected to excess duties, including telecom service.
I think the fact that the Senate actually passed this bill, I think it's actually a good step, because I feel they are actually feeling what Nigerians are actually feeling. Bringing Taking away that 5% tax, taking away 5% excess tax on telecommunication is actually the best thing for us to do now, because that's 50% that was actually planned for it is really killing Nigerians, because we've seen cases whereby a average Nigerian is going to make subscription of probably data, make a data subscription of just 1 gig within 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes. Everything is gone. Even to call someone again, everything is gone. I think if we keep doing this, I tell you, it's going to be hard for it's going to be bad for business also. It's bad for business, and it's also going to be bad for the economy. In the sense that when it comes to business aspect, you will see people that want to communicate to their customers, you want to communicate to a particular person. Okay, you are in danger, you are trying to call somebody, you pick up your phone, and no, the next thing you go, your airtime is exhausted. The normal time you are supposed to use to call a particular person is like half of what you are using at this time. So I think the reduction in this excess tax bill is what we need right now.
Okay, well, let's move on. Kidnapper invaded FCT community, killed three, adopt one. Kidnapper has shot dead two persons identified as Abu Joseph and Tunani Josi and adopted one other in Huni, Gwari, near Dhaka in Dundu, Kaira ward of Kuje Area Council of the FCT. Kuje Area Council, which had recorded several attacks in the past, witnessed a drastic reduction in such incidents of recent, though with pockets of attack in some remote community. A resident of Huntingdon, Gwari, Samson Danjuma, says one other person, Razia Yusuf, who sustained bullet injury, has reportedly died at the National Hospital where he was referred to. He says the kidnapper, who shot sporadically into different directions, whisked away one of the villagers, saying the two persons attempt to escape when one of the kidnappers opened fire and killed them. He says the injured Razia Yusuf was also attempting to escape when he was shot by one of the kidnappers.
Well, you can see that this kidnapping rate has actually got into the FCT, and it's actually very bad. Just imagine a federal territory where most of our governors reside, most of our governors have properties, where everything coming into the country starts from. It's actually under insecurity also. I tell you, especially Kuje, we know Kuje as an area where there's more security. If we keep having attacks like this at Kuje area, I tell you, there's nowhere secure in the country again.
Exactly.
There's nowhere secure enough in the country again. And I tell you, if FCT can be taken over by kidnappers and insurgents, bandits, and everything. There's nowhere in this country that the attack cannot fall to.
Exactly, that is what I'm saying. And I feel like our leaders and the security personnel needed to take things serious by now to actually cope this insecurity, kidnappers, and the headsmen as well to put them in their place. Well, let's move on. River women protest adoption of 8 students traveling for work. Women from the Bili community in Dejima local government area of Rivers State staged a protest on Monday at the government house in Port Harcourt over adoption of 8 students traveling to write the West African Senior School Certificate examination. The students were among 13 passengers adopted by suspect sea pirates on May 6, 2025, while en-routing from Port Harcourt to Billy. The pirates also hijacked 3 boats carrying goods worth millions of naira. Dressed in black, the women under the siege of concerned people of Bele Kingdom marched to the Rivers State Police headquarters and the government house, carrying placard with inscription. One of the protesters, Blessing Alele, encountered a past adoption involving her mother, for whom 30 million was paid, along with additional items such as fuel, food, and power bank before her release. Wow.
My main where I'm actually going to channel my own anger to is actually the WASSCE. I believe by now they should have actually posted on their social media about
The
this
adoption.
case, because they just kept quiet. He kept quiet to this, and it's actually very, very bad. These are your people that are registered. I believe they paid certain amount to your administration also to be able to write this exam, and they've kept quiet about this. I think this is very, very sad. We heard about the abduction about JAM students that went for JAM the last time. Now we are hearing about
Why?
WAEC also. I think we really need to focus on our when it comes to insurgency in this country. We are it's actually getting out of hand. I tell you, it was even more. The case of kidnapping now is actually more than what we had during Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Then
Yes.
it's just as if what happened then is like a reciprocal of what is happening now. Just trying to backfire about it. I think it's very, very bad for our leaders to actually uh,
Look
use
away.
use the masses, the citizens as a bait for them to achieve their political aim. Because you can't tell me that these kidnappers are doing this on their own way. A private kidnapping sector cannot do this on their own, except they have a government official or government leader backing them up to tell them this is what is coming next for you. Because if they are doing this on their own, definitely they won't know when an attack is coming to them. An attack is coming. There will be a mole inside the government that is actually feeding them information on where to move and how to move. And if this continues like this, I tell you, there won't be a safe place in the country for us to hide again.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is really getting out of hand. One that just happened on the FCT, and then we are already accounting for students going for the YEC being adopted as well, not just one, but 8 of them, and it's saddening. Let our government and the security personnel of Nigeria to take action into this, because many people are already losing their life, and they are at fear of their life and loved one traveling. Well, let's move on. Police intercept 78 bag of suspected cannabis in Castina. Castina State Police Command has intercepted 78 bags of suspected cannabis and arrested over 200 suspects for various crimes during April 2025. The police public relations officer in the state, DSP Abubakar Sadiq Aliu, says the arrest includes 25 of armed robbery, 15 for kidnapping, 30 for murder and culpable homicide, and 3 for unlawful possession of firearms. He says the police also recovered 2 locally made guns, stolen vehicle and motorcycle, and rescue over 130 kidnapped victims. Also 174 roasted animal were recovered.
Well, this is actually it's To me, I see it as a good step by the Nigerian police. I will definitely applaud the Nigerian police for anytime they do something good. We need to applaud them for them to do more.
Exactly.
But what I expect is what is actually happening in the north. By now, we expect it to have been puffed up, it have been coupled up to the extent that things like this should reduce. We keep hearing more cases of, see that we hear cases of illegal movements, illegal migration. We hear cases of insurgency, we hear cases of banditry, we hear cases of kidnapping. By now, we should have ended all this. We are in the states. Our Senate went on break. Now they are back. All these things are what I expect them to put on the bill. Put on. Let's talk about it. Let's know what's really happening in this country. So you see people are actually now being scared to travel by road again. You see someone that do travel by road regularly, he prefers spending 150,000 to travel by air, because he knows when you travel by air, you get to a particular place, you take bus to, it's a very free road. It's rather than traveling on the highway. Now people are very scared traveling on the highway because of cases like kidnapping, cases like insurgency, banditry, and everything. It's actually very bad. I tell you, 78 bags of suspected cannabis again in the country. The last time we heard about 700 and something bags was recovered. Now we're talking about 78 bags of cannabis and over 200 suspected various crime in the state since May. That's all. Just within 2 months, we're having 200 cases of suspected crime since. It's actually very, very bad, I tell you.
Well, I'm still going to say this that our leaders are not ready to actually put an end into this insurgency that is happening in Nigeria, because it's just to see that they enjoy the idea of seeing us begging them for mercy every time, seeing us begging them for to do what is actually right and what they needed to be done and is not supposed to be. Well, which I don't even really know what to say, but I plead with the government that this thing has to stop immediately. Well, we have come to the end of today's show. Thank you for joining us on the Breakfast Show. I have been your host, Bella. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on all our various channels. And until next time, have a blessed and lovely day. Bye.